I was a young urban working gal, working crazy hours at a thankless job. Like a million other dedicated multitasking women, I was subsisting on a diet of frozen dinners and takeout. And then one day, it happened. It was June Cleaver.
Alexis, it's possible to cook quick, cheap, and delicious meals at home. It will save your waistline and your pocketbook.
These are the confessions of a frozen dinner junkie, and this is the Working Girl's Guide to the Kitchen. The problem with being young, active, and single in the city is that it seems like too much work to slave away in the kitchen just to feed one person. As far as cooking is concerned, Jello Biafra of the Dead Kennedys summed it up best when he said, "Give me convenience or give me death." But was it really that difficult to be creative in the kitchen? Or had the complacency of takeout and TV dinners just rendered me, well, a lazy eater? I decided to go on a one-woman crusade to save myself and my pocketbook. With the tips and tricks I picked up, I even saved a bunch of time, too. Tonight I was going to whip up a tasty little dish inspired by a recent trip to the seedier side of Little Italy, a little something I like to call Shady Lady Pasta Puttanesca. And speaking of tasty dishes, the dish I'm making tonight is a little saucy itself. It's called Shady Lady Pasta Puttanesca. Puttanesca literally translates to streetwalker sauce. It's a nod to the oldest profession in the world, prostitution. Apparently, this was a popular dish among the streetwalkers of Italy. They used to make it after a hard day's work. It's very economical, it's very easy, and it's very hearty. After a hard day's work, there's nothing better. My main ingredients here, I've got a half a cup of chopped Kalamata olives without the pits. You can use canned, whatever you have on hand. I've got 3 tablespoons of flat leaf parsley, roughly chopped. I've got 2 tablespoons of capers, which are drained. You can get these in the same aisle as you would find oil and vinegar and canned olives in your grocery store. I've got 3 large cloves of garlic, which I've thinly sliced. The other key ingredients are tomato paste, which I'm going to use only about a tablespoon or so of. The Roma-style tomatoes and their own juice. I've got a 15-ounce can here. You can use any kind of tomato, any kind of brand. Just make sure that they're diced and that there's juice in there. And the final ingredient, which is going to be the real heat, the real kicker for the dish, is red crushed pepper flakes. And I'm going to put about a teaspoon in the pan when I'm cooking the sauce, and then you can season it to taste when you're done. You don't want to make it too spicy. I'm using a penne rigate, which is a penne with ridges in it. A ridgy pasta is the best because it's a very hearty sauce and the ridges are actually there. The sauce can actually cling to the ridges, so that's why I've chosen this one, but you can use any shape you have on hand. Spaghetti, fettuccine, ziti, it's all good. So I've got the pasta boiling, and that's going to cook for about 10 minutes. I'm going to set my timer here. And you really want to cook it al dente, which means to the tooth, which means it's going to have a little bit of a bite to it. You don't want mushy pasta. Next, I'm going to start my sauce. I'm going to get a nice high flame. I'm going to brown my garlic slightly. A couple tablespoons of olive oil, about 2, 3. I'm going to add my garlic. Next, I'm going to add my olives. Some capers. Once all these flavors have come together, I'm going to go ahead and add my flat leaf parsley. Here's my tomato paste. Got about a tablespoon and a half there. Going to let that cook in with the olive oil. Tomatoes. There are incidental things you can add, like I'm going to add a little wine I have on hand that's been open for a day or so, and so instead of letting it go bad, about a half a cup. The last thing I'm going to add are my crushed red pepper flakes. Whoops, not trying to kill anyone. About a teaspoon. I'm just gonna let the sauce cook down a little bit. Gonna let all the flavors marry, let the raw wine taste cook out, and that's pasta puttanesca right there. I've got my pasta boiling, I've got my timer on, we're almost ready to go. So we've got our hot pasta here in the bowls. I've got a little bit of flat leaf parsley for the garnish. I'm also gonna use a little Parmesan cheese. If you have some on hand, you can throw that on. It's perfectly delicious without it as well. And I haven't put my sauce on yet because you want to wait until your guests arrive to do that. And, oh, sounds like I have company.